So this week's book of the week is Compelling People. This is by two authors, John Neffinger and Matthew Kohut. So this book is a very fascinating book. It's all about like being compelling and charismatic. So very helpful if you want to be a better salesperson, you want to find a date or something, or if you're a politician, of course, actor, all these people need to be charismatic and like persuasive. And so I'm going to summarize the best 5 ideas in this video from this book. But the first one is really the main idea, the big idea of this whole book. What makes people compelling is that they project 2 things. They project strength and they project warmth. If you can project both of those, you are really compelling. If you project only one of those or neither, you are not compelling. Let me give you an example. Someone who has only strength is, for example, like someone who never like smiles. They're like really strong. They give you like a very hard handshake and everything, but they are like really blunt and not really kind at all to you. So we don't like that kind of people who only like are strong, but we like the quality of strength, but we need also warmth. And then warm people, if you're only warm, but you're like weak and like insecure, nervous, but you're like very kind and nice, and we don't like that kind of people either, who are only like really like nice to everyone and don't have any strength, any character. So that's the main idea. You want to have both of those. So a person who has like strength and warmth, they are like, you can see that they have strength, they have character, but they're still nice. They're not mean or like blunt. They smile, they treat people nice still, but they are also strong. So they don't get like pushed over or anything. So that's the main idea of this book, and everything else just like revolves around that main idea. There's plenty of pages, but there's interesting stuff also after the main idea here. Second point I have is that how you actually do that with your facial expression. And the face, of course, is very important that you project that through your face. Of course, your body, your posture, everything like that also like communicates strength and warmth. If you stand like, well, obviously like your shoulders back, you will seem like stronger. If you like hunch over, and you seem weak, so you need to be projecting strength with your body language, but also warmth, like openness and everything. But the face is really important, and that is the second idea, is you want to project strength with your eyes. So how you do that with your eyes is you want to be flexing your lower eyelids a little bit. Think about Clint Eastwood in his movies like the spaghetti westerns or Dirty Harry. That's like the best example pretty much of projecting strength through your eyes when he looks at like the enemies with that like that kind of like squeezing the lower eyelids, and he even looks like a little bit mad when he does like the he even like frowns a little bit, but that's only like the strength part, and you don't want to do it as much as Clint Eastwood really. I started to think about Jim Carrey when doing the impersonation of Clint Eastwood. You don't want to try to look like Clint Eastwood, but you want to be just a little bit flexing the lower eyelids, because if I have like my eyes like really like tired and like this looks weak, if they're just like open like this, you want to make this like the permanent expression where especially if you're with people, to have your lower eyelids a little bit flexed. And then to add warmth to that strength, you just smile. Smile is the best way to communicate warmth. So you compare those two and you have a very compelling, charismatic look. That's what you find every time you think of any like actor or politician who you find like really charismatic, or any person you come across who just seems really cool or like just really compelling. That's the thing. You might have not thought about it, but it's the combination of the eyes and the smile, and that's really like, it kind of happens naturally when you really smile. When you have a genuine smile, automatically the eyelids also close a little bit, but you want to pay conscious attention to that as well, and really like make that like your permanent expression. Like maybe not all the time, but you want to like make that your habitual expression, especially when you're dealing with people. Of course, sometimes you need to like express other emotions as well, but unless then you just want to wear that. So that's like a really powerful thing. You can probably like think of someone right now who does that. Maybe you came across someone, or you think of some like a famous person who does that. Here in the back, it's kind of funny. I think these pictures of the outdoors, they're doing the same thing. They're smiling and also flexing the eyelids. To give an example. So then third idea is the halo effect. Understanding the halo effect is very fascinating. I think that we psychologically we associate one positive quality with another positive quality. So there's a lot of talk about looks in this book as well. So how like good-looking people, they obviously they are more charismatic and they have like that advantage being good-looking. But not only that, we also there's also this halo effect, and we think that if somebody's like good-looking, we judge them as a better writer, for example, or a better artist or something, just because we associate one good quality to another quality that's not necessarily even that good, but because we associate it to good looks, then that's like the halo effect, and we start to think of good-looking people as more intelligent and talented and so on. And it's also interesting, they talk about like what makes good looks. Well, of course, like symmetry and stuff like that plays into it, but mostly good looks are actually average looks. So when someone has a face that's kind of like a mix, you can do that. They do it with a computer. They mix like a bunch of different faces, and then the result that comes out is like a beautiful woman or like a good-looking guy when you mix everything. So we psychologically we hate unfamiliar things. So when a face is really familiar, it's like a mix of everything that we have seen. It makes us feel more comfortable than something that's like strange, that's unfamiliar. So that's what I learned also from the NLP book, Get the Life You Want by Richard Bandler. He talks about like the unfamiliarity thing, like how unfamiliar is like one of our biggest fears is the unfamiliar, the unknown. So that's why familiar things, and that's also like why doing a little bit of like mirroring and stuff like that works, because people feel comfortable with people who they think are like them. So they see familiar things in them. They maybe say, well, the body language and everything, and then maybe hobbies and stuff. And instead of someone who is like totally unfamiliar, then they don't like that person that much. So 3 points. Then fourth point is that clothing, of course, also projects. It not only makes you feel a certain way when you wear certain clothes, and then that of course affects like your facial expressions and body language, your posture and everything, if you feel confident versus if you feel unconfident in your clothes. But also like certain colors can be used to project, for example, strength. Dark gray is like a business color. Think about like a dark gray suit, that's a very strength color. And then also color of strength and like authority is a dark blue or navy blue. So think about like police officers and people in the military wear that, so it's associated with like strength and authority. So, and also business wear is like navy blue. And then warm colors, they are very simple. They're like the colors of the sun, so orange, yellow, red. And then also cool colors like blue and green, they are also like warm colors. So if you want to be seem more warm, you can wear like maybe red or blue or something like that. And red, interestingly, it's the most attention-grabbing color. It's like the most bold color of the outfit. And then finally, fifth idea is that the secret of most charismatic, most compelling people is that they were not born that way, actually. So that's very good for everybody who hasn't been born like charismatic. It's actually something that you learn. Many of these politicians, they took like acting classes or something. Many people who are charismatic and compelling, they really train it hard on it. They work it hard on it, and they continue to work on it. So it's not like all these like actors you see or something, that they're just some like naturally charismatic people. They have probably really put in some work, working on like everything from their like body language to their tone of voice and everything like that. So it's learnable. Charisma is, it's really like Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. He talks a lot about like, of course, persuasion and charisma. So he talks about like how charisma is just I think he said 3 things: body language, tonality, and the ability to not say stupid shit or something like that. So it's learnable, and that's very good. So that's it. This book is linked right below this video. I hope that you get it. It's very helpful. Persuasion is like people skills are really like important skills in life. So get that book. You can also shop other books through that same link from bookdepository.com. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.